Hey everyone, Dan here, and since I'm now officially a film YouTuber, I gotta talk about the Oscars, and last night, it was the 2024 Oscars! Woo! Yeah! I wanna go to bed! I stayed up till 1am to watch half of the show. You better thank me for doing this. Yeah, I thought, because obviously my focus is now on film content, I thought, why not talk about the most exciting night in Hollywood? Apparently. So this video is just going to be kind of an unscripted discussion about each category and my opinions on the nominees, if I have any, really. Because you've got to bear in mind, obviously, in the UK, the show runs till about 2am in the morning. I'm not staying up till 2am to watch Jimmy Kimmel make jokes. But yeah, I did watch about half of the show because ITV had it on. You had Jonathan Ross sort of hosting it here in the UK as well, kind of like covering it and whatnot. It was fine, but I wasn't gonna stay up till 2am to watch Jonathan Ross and Co do bingo, you know, whilst I could be actually doing anything else, like sleeping. I mean, it was kind of cool to watch it live, watch certain moments live, like, you know, John Cena. And it was cool to see, you know, this kind of build up to an award being handed out, the acceptance speech. They were always really cool. But I do absolutely get the pacing issues now. I absolutely get that sentiment because it's very stop-start. You know, award gets handed out, loads of faff with Jimmy Kimmel, the hosts and the presenters making unfunny skits and jokes, and it's like, it's a very stop-starty show, and I get that sentiment completely now that I've watched just half of this one. I mean, it wasn't too bad, in fairness, but still, it's definitely, I get the sentiment that a lot of people have had in recent years with it. But anyway, that's enough faff. Ironically, I'm complaining about that. Let's get to the actual nominees and the winners and stuff. I'm tired. So before I go into the actual winners, I want to just sort of do a bit of a cards on the table moment, just to tell you guys what I'd seen before the ceremony, and like specifically the Best Picture nominees that I'd seen before. So obviously, if you'd followed my channel in 2023, you'll know I'd watched Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon when they came out. But in 2024, I mean, definitely in the build-up to the Oscars, I always like to try and check out a few of the other nominees. So I checked out Maestro, Past Lives, and Poor Things. I'd seen half of the Best Picture nominees this year, and I like to try and check out what I can in the build-up, just so I have a bit of a broader mind going in and trying to just I think just trying to have a, you know, just have that perspective. But anyway, let's actually talk about the winners. So I'll go in order of when the awards were given. So the first award given out was Best Supporting Actress for Da'Vine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, which I haven't seen, but I've heard great things about, and she was kind of the front runner in this category and a lot of the other awards like the Golden Globes and the BAFTAs and whatnot. And from what I've heard from The Holdovers, it's meant to be a really great feel-good sort of comedy drama. Her speech was very good, her acceptance speech very good, and just it seems like a great film to watch around the festive time. So I can't wait to watch it this holiday season. But yeah, great that, you know, she got some recognition and that film got some recognition. And that's a point I'll make about a few other films that sort of maybe won one or two awards later on in the list. That even though this year, you know, Oppenheimer was the one that swept the awards, and to a lesser extent, Poor Things as well swept a lot of awards. So I think it's nice to have these other films that maybe got like one or two, you know, awards each, but, you know, it's spreading it a bit more evenly, even if, you know, two films kind of dominated this year's awards. But yeah, it's great the films like The Holdovers did get that little bit of recognition. But anyway, moving on to the animated short film and feature film segments. For the short, we have The War Is Over, John Lennon, Yoko Ono short. Can't really comment on that. I haven't seen it, but for Best Animated Feature, it was Studio Ghibli's The Boy and the Heron, which was a surprise, I guess. But it's nice that they got, you know, Ghibli getting a win. Their first win since like Spirited Away, like over 20 years ago now. And even though I adored Across the Spider-Verse, you'll know I'd probably say it was my favourite film of 2023. You know, Ghibli winning, that's great. And, you know, it's Hayao Miyazaki, it's probably going to be a banger. So, you know, I'm not salty. Then we have the screenplay category, Best Original and Best Adapted. So the original screenplay award went to Anatomy of a Fall, and adapted screenplay went to American Fiction. Again, two films I haven't seen, but, you know, they were two other Best Picture nominees. And this is the point I was making with The Holdovers earlier, you know, the point being that it's nice to have these other films where they win, like, say, one or two awards, just to kind of make people more aware of these films, and just, literally just to raise a bit more awareness of these other films. So it was nice to see them. I was kind of rooting for Past Lives for Best Original Screenplay, because I love that film, and it didn't really get much recognition, and it had no chance for Best Picture, unfortunately, because I love that film.
But, you know, I'm sure these films are worthy of them, and their speeches were great, especially the guy from American Fiction, Cord Jefferson. I think his speech was really good. Then we had a bit of a Poor Things streak, where Poor Things got a lot of the technical awards, like makeup and hairstyling, production design, and costume design. Now, I haven't really talked about Poor Things on the channel, because I only watched it last week, but in summary, it's a very weird, abstract, and out there film. It's not for everyone, but I think what everyone can agree on, even if you don't really get into it, is that visually, and in terms of like the aesthetic and the production, it's a marvel. You can pause any frame of it, and there's so much to look at. There's so much. It's a very visually stimulating film. There's so much detail in every shot. The landscapes are great. The aesthetic of like Victorian England merged with a kind of futuristic technology kind of thing. It's all really great. And other details like the costumes, the intricate costumes, especially on Emma Stone's Bella character, the makeup on Willem Dafoe's character, you know, his like prosthetics. It's all fantastic stuff. And I was surprised that it all overtook films like Barbie or Maestro. I think they were films that I thought would get some recognition here. But you know what, Poor Things, I think with how creative and novel and inventive it was, I think it's worthy of these awards. Also, a bit of a random point, but I also loved how British the acceptance speeches for Poor Things were, because it was a lot of UK-based talent, and they're very polite, understated way of their acceptance speeches. I don't know, that was quite charming. Also, this guy here for production design, he looked like he was auditioning for Jersey Boys with that outfit, and if that was the intention, I respect him a lot, and if it wasn't, then I still respect him because he did great work on Poor Things, so that's awesome. The Zone of Interest got Best International Film, which is cool, but I kind of saw it coming because it's the only Best Picture nominee in that category, so kind of obvious that that's going to be the case. Robert Downey Jr. got Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer, which, again, you can kind of see it coming because of a lot of the other award ceremonies like the BAFTAs and the Golden Globes. He was making the rounds in this category, so again, kind of saw it coming, but it's well deserved because he was really great in that film. He really had a presence, and he was very, very good in that film, so definitely worthy. Godzilla Minus One got a VFX win, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's cool seeing like a genre film of that kind of style, like, you know, a Godzilla movie getting some awards recognition. It's probably the closest you'll get to like a horror movie getting any awards recognition, so that's pretty cool to see. I can't really speak for the documentary category, whether it's the short or the feature. I can't really talk because I haven't seen any of them, but for the documentary short, it was The Last Repair Shop, and for the documentary feature, 20 Days in Mariupol. Can't really speak, but the speech for 20 Days was very good, but yeah, I can't really speak for this category. I can, however, speak for the live-action short film category, which went to Wes Anderson's very own The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, and he wasn't there to get the award. But oh well, it is great to see Wes Anderson get some recognition as a director, even if it's a short film. That's really cool. And I'm glad that like a more mainstream project is put in this, let's face it, pretty ignored category. People don't often talk about the short films, especially in comparison to the feature films. People don't talk about them. So it's great to see this category get some recognition. And I even checked out one of the other ones, the After, which was pretty like... It had nothing on Henry Sugar, let me just say that. But yeah, Henry Sugar, very worthy win, and the best of the Roald Dahl collection that he did. Zone of Interest got another win, this time for Best Sound, which, quite ironically, I've heard very good things about how the film quite cleverly utilises sound in quite a creepy but unique and unconventional way. So, you know, that's pretty cool. And it's great to see get something other than Best International. That's always really good. Then Oppenheimer got quite a few technical awards, like film editing, which I think is worthy of how it kind of stitched together these different time periods within the film. Cinematography, you know, that was great, you know, the black and white stuff and the colour stuff. It was all really beautifully done. And most deservingly, original score. The score for that film is amazing. Can You Hear the Music? A banger track. Just some phenomenal music throughout, and it's one of the standout parts of the film for my money. Also, I have a bone to pick with the Academy. What the hell? Dial of Destiny gets a nomination for Best Original Score. What the hell was original about that movie's score? Come on! Come on! Speaking of music, we've got Best Original Song, that category, and we got Barbie's only win this year. What Was I Made For? The Billie Eilish song, which is a really nice song. Like, Billie Eilish, the performance was really great as well, and it's a really quite just a really nice, quite relaxing song in a way. However, in terms of the musical performances this year, none of them came close to the live performance of I'm Just Ken with Ryan Gosling. The highlight probably of the night, just proper, just unabashed fun. Ryan Gosling, oh man, he was amazing. You had all the Ken actors there. Ncuti Gatwa was there, our very own 15th Doctor. We had a little La La Land reunion. Emma Stone got to sing with Ryan Gosling. It was like, this was just... It was amazing, and it's the bit that I've rewatched the most, like, throughout today. Then we have the Best Actress category, which was really the only one that I was surprised about, because it went to Emma Stone for Bella Baxter in Poor Things, which I think is I'll get onto the performance in that, because I do think it's a really great performance, but I was honestly thinking Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon had it in the bag. I thought she was fantastic in that film. There was a real subtlety to it, the performance, but it was incredibly powerful and quite devastating at points. And I think it was really, really impactful. And it's a shame that she didn't win, because ultimately Killers of the Flower Moon didn't win anything, which is a shame. However, Emma Stone's performance in Poor Things was incredibly unique. It was the way obviously she captures these different stages of life, from like toddler to child to teen to adult. It's such an uncanny, unsettling, uncomfortable performance at times, and it's very unique. It's unlike anything I've really seen, and I think the mannerisms and the body language and the behaviour, it's so interesting, and I think it was a fantastic performance. But a part of me does kind of wish that Gladstone did win it, because she was also fantastic as well. And the thing is, if Emma Stone hadn't have won, Poor Things would have still gone home with 3 Oscars, which is more than what a lot of films could say. So it wouldn't have been a complete loss. But still, Emma Stone's performance was great, and I'm not mad either way. It's an odd one, but both actresses were fantastic. I'll give them that. And then we have the final 3 awards, which really cemented Oppenheimer as the movie of 2023, with Cillian Murphy winning Best Actor, Christopher Nolan finally getting a Best Director award, and the film overall winning the big prize of Best Picture, which I think it's absolutely worthy of the Best Picture nominees that I saw. I think it's the most worthy of it. It's my favourite of the ones I saw. But even if people, it wasn't their favourite, I think you can't deny the impact that this film had, not just because of the cultural trend of Barbenheimer, but also just what this film did. It's 3 hours of blokes talking in rooms, and there's bits where they build a bomb, and it's intelligent, it's thought-provoking, it's complex, but it's also human. It's such a fantastic film, and it's not left my mind. Certain sequences of this film really stay with you. It's such a powerful film. It stays with you, and the fact that it's been recognised by the Academy is great. But also the fact that people flocked in their millions to go see this film is something else. Like, people wanted to really engage with this, and that's something quite special, I think. And with regards to this film, and also Everything Everywhere All at Once last year, last year's Best Picture winner, the fact that you got 2 back-to-back Best Picture winners, 2 back-to-back tentpole movies of the year, essentially, that Academy members loved, but also general audiences flocked to their millions to go see, and that they loved as well. Hopefully this means that the gap, the divide between the Academy and general audiences is going to start closing. Hopefully this is a good sign of things to come. And that was my rambly opinions on the 2024 Oscars, just the nominees and the winners and all that. I haven't got time to talk about Jimmy Kimmel and John Cena, and yeah, I don't have time to talk about all of that. But, what do you think of the winners? Let me know in the comments below. Go watch Oppenheimer if you haven't already. And Past Lives, check out Past Lives, great film. And until next time, you take care of yourselves and have a great day. Goodbye.